Namaste, everyone. I haven't got the faintest clue why I'm going to do this video. um, I really don't know what I'm supposed to say or do. That's interesting. So why am I here? Hmm. Boredom. Looking for something to do. Yeah. Maybe. Frustrated. Oh, that's always a possibility. Oh, goodness. Feel helpless. 9 times out of 10. I wish there was some way I could say, okay, what do y'all want to talk about? I wish there was some way I could convince myself that anyone was even interested in the videos I do. Because really, I do them just for me. And that's a lie, too. It seems like everything that comes out of the mouth is a lie. There are secondary reasons and conditions and thoughts and stupid junk in the brain all the time. So, how do we deal with these things? I mean, we think we're doing things for one reason and we find out we're doing them for completely another reason, if not three or four other reasons. And you hear, that everybody's born with certain faults and issues from past life or whatever, or whatever happens that you do in this life, that's what's causing what's happening next. And if you listen to all this stuff, you can get really confused and frustrated. What color are you supposed to wear? Oh, you're wearing black, and oh, you're not dressed nicely. You should have a bra on your teeth in and some makeup on. I mean, you hear all these things. How do you weed out all that stuff? It's just stuff. It's people's opinions, and we take them on ourselves because we want to be accepted. We want to be loved. What does it mean to be loved? Each person's going to have a different answer to that. What does it mean to be accepted? What are we looking for? Somebody that'll sit and listen to our garbage, listen to our rants and whines about things? Is that acceptance? The Native Americans have a practice, and I just love it. Or so they say in a book I've read. You form a circle and you put something in the middle, and if you ask each person in the circle to talk about what's in the middle, you're going to get different answers. And you get different answers because not only did they see it differently from where they are in the circle, say if you sit a sculpture down, uh, you're going to get a different side of that sculpture, and so you'll have a different thought about what it is. And your eyes may see differently, or your side of the room may have the sun on it, whereas their side is dark, so you're going to see it differently. And then if you put love in the middle, feelings, things that you really can't physically touch, you really get some different opinions. So do opinions really matter to anyone but the individual? Because this is how we get our feelings hurt. We misunderstand what people say because they're saying it meaning one thing and you're understanding it thinking another thing from your own programming. And it just causes issues. So everything we do, from fulfilling boredom to just sitting here feeling sorry for ourselves and doing nothing, we do it for a reason. We have an agenda. We're expecting something from it. And you can sit here and you can write and examine those things, and that's good for some of us to do. You can ask your friends their opinion how they've handled things. Sometimes that's helpful. There's so many things you can do, and the key word to look for is do. You're doing things. But there is an easier way altogether. Once you find that peace, that place inside, it's undescribable, that's at rest, even when the stress is going on, then you can go in there and ask your questions and get your answers much more clearly. Because if you have found that peaceful place, if you've found that silence inside, then you have gotten rid of enough trash in your mind and learned to ignore what's necessary so that you've got plenty of space in here. And when there's plenty of space, then you hear, I know this is going to sound weird, the different voices that come in. You have panicky voices of a child. You have your adult voice that's supposed to have their poopy together. You have all these different hats to say that you put on for different things. And once you get rid of all those hats, then you don't hear those voices as much, or you know when they come in what they are, and you just don't listen. That's the ignoring. So you've got all this extra space. So when you hear that soft voice, that's not really a voice, it's more a suggestion, and you just find yourself getting up and doing it, then you know you're in that space. I guess a good example would be if you're sitting there and you have to, let's use our wonderful bowel movements. We all have them. Have you noticed that you have to go to the bathroom and you're on the computer or doing something fun, and you'll make excuses and make excuses? Oh God, I gotta go. I gotta pee. Oh my gosh, I gotta go. But you make excuses, and you sit there and you sit there and you sit there. Then when you get there, you wonder why you're constipated because it's been sitting there drying out. Or when you urinate, it's very dark because you didn't get up and go get some water either. These are body signals that come through. You'll get a tiny little cramp and you know you need to get up and go have a bowel movement. You'll suddenly feel like, I'm holding, I need to go pee pee. Those are body signals. The soft voice I'm talking about is very much the same way. It's not necessarily that your bladder says, hey, man, I got to pee. Or your bowel will say, hey, I need to go, And it doesn't say that. It's feelings you get in the body, and you just respond if you're smart. You go in and get up and do it. You don't think, oh, well, should I do it Sunday? Quite often, like I said, we'll say, I'm going to do it Sunday because Monday I'm working on this. And by then we're sick. That's a long, exaggerated example. But that's what I'm talking about. Once you hear that soft voice and learn it the difference in it and the body's needs and the mind, then there's the mind chatter. Oh yeah, I really rather play this game than the body to go to the potty. You learn that voice and you learn when to ignore it. And after a while, you don't even have to think about ignore. You just, I'm going to urinate, thank you, and you go. And that's how it is with the soft voice once again. Once you get all this other stuff aside and you learn which voice is which, then you know it's the voice you listen to and you respond. Of course, you have to respond to the body's needs. Lady, you got your foot on a ant bed, you're getting bit. You have to listen to those little clues the body tells you. But when you're trying to make decisions, or even not trying to make decisions, haven't you ever sat there and something just said, oh, wow, something just magnificent just went through my head. I don't know where it came from, but oh, wow, it's such a good idea. And so you trot off to go do it. Those aha moments, if they're not to keep you busy moments in boredom, then those can be from the heart. It's telling you, wow, you've gotten quiet. Let me get this message to you. And you get up and you go walk out the door. Something, just some reason I'm rising and walking out the door, and there's the cat about to get in trouble. And so, oh, pick up the cat. No, you can't do this. That's dangerous. And you would have missed that little aha moment if you didn't listen to whatever it was. Told me to rise and get up. There's something, but you don't even think that. It becomes not a habit. It becomes natural to listen to that voice after a while, and you don't have to pay so much attention to it. So that when you find you're bored, you know that's it. I'm bored, or the mind is bored. It's all part of you, but we call it different things because it takes care of different things. Or, you know, I really do need to do this because if I don't get these chores done, I'll feel guilty when the dishes aren't washed. Those are a whole different matter. Oh my God. If we do things right when you see them and you need to get them done, then they're done and they don't haunt you. I mean, just simply when you go to put your pencil down after you've written with it, where does it go? Where do I keep the pencils? Where do I set my glasses so they don't get lost? Oh God, that's mine. Simple things like that. That honestly, good swamis teach you these things. Pick up after yourself immediately so you don't have to come back to this. Do what you have to do now. If you open the refrigerator and there's something nasty on the shelf, go ahead and get the rag and wipe it off now. Just get it done, and it's not hanging there. This also will leave you more space in here because you're not hanging on that to-do list that I need to do later. So there's lots of tools you can use to get to that point. And that's what a lot of a swami's practices are, to teach you a little discipline with the mind and yourself. So the point of this is, if you are able to hear that quiet voice, then there's not a whole lot of thinking that has to go on. You follow the body's needs when it tells you, I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, I need to potty. And after you do these things, you clean up your messes. All that takes time. That's part of your day. And I think you'll find that if you do that, you'll have very little time left in the day to do something else other than look for excuses not to do what you need to be doing. And I know this because I do the same thing. Much rather just sit here and complain than get up and fix whatever is wrong. So, title this video whatever you like. Listening to that little soft voice inside, figuring out what's eating you or making you bored. Really doesn't matter because all your answers are inside. You have all the answers inside you. You already know really who you are. And you're told over and over, we are all one. And once you realize that, experience that, or experience the truth of that, it will make all this stuff much easier. That's how we get those intuitive moments and how we hear those little soft voices, how that voice knows what to say, because we're all connected. It's one mind in a sense. So that cat part of the one mind needed me to get up, rise, and go help her. She was getting herself in a pickle. Or, oh, yeah, and I look out the window and there's the raccoon I feed every night. Or I'm laying down and something says, look out the window, Molly's out there. Oh, there's Molly the possum. You know, little things like that. After a while, once you get more I hate the word habit, but into the getting used to listening to that small voice. Then this becomes more natural, and that is your natural state. This other state where we think and plan and do, and we do have to say you're having a sad saying at your house for Muji or your guru, and you need to do some planning. You do. That is normal. But I'm talking for you, your everyday things. When somebody, a total stranger, walks up behind you and you feel arms go around you, oh, baby, I just love your dress, or wow, your hair is so beautiful. If you're in that space already and you've stayed in there because you know that you're always there, but you've got all this empty space from not taking in all the other stuff, when you turn around to respond to that person, your heart knows what to say. Your arms know how to hold them. And your mind simply goes at rest. It once it's made friends with most of the time, it will seem as it goes to rest when it's probably just that we have blocked the poor thing so much, or we've learned to ignore it when it's just, giving you stuff that you don't need to hear. And it with each and every situation, it can be a different thing. So when you stay in that space all the time, that space of peace, that space of joy and love in there that's quiet, walk in it, talk in it, drive in it carefully, then you're already there. You're it. How can you not be there? That's one of the biggest, to me, I won't say lies, but illusions, is that we're not always there. We may feel like we're not there because we're under stress because something's going on, but we're always ourselves. We're never not ourselves. We just choose to worry about what's going on rather than to reassure ourselves it's okay. There's a lesson to be learned here. I'm grateful for that. And then you learn it. Instead, we can get all tied up and burden other people with it and nothing to be done. And that doesn't mean you shouldn't share issues sometimes with friends. It's very helpful. The word I used was burden, meaning a continual burdening. So, label this video what you like and get what you can that's helpful and leave all the rest. Love to everyone. And that still sounds so funny. How do you say love to everyone if you're everyone? Love to everyone. We are all one to everyone that's in the one. You know, these are fascinating things to think about. I mean, you could literally recreate how we talk, and in recreating how we talk, it would cause our minds to see things more clearly. Love you. Love you. Love me. See, you can't say that either. That sounds weird. Love is everywhere. Enjoy the love. Rest in the love. Be the love that you are. And hope you don't have allergies that make your nose itch all the time. And learn to live with it. Life is fun. Find the joy in each thing, even the issues. Find the lessons in them, and they'll turn into gems. Namaste. Until next time.